Exceedingly mysterious are the ways of the Lord of Raghus. The supremely wise alone can comprehend them. The dull-witted, in their height of folly, imagine something quite different. Ati bichitra raghupati charita janahi parama sujana. Jematimam da bimoha basa hridaya dharahi kachuana. On that very occasion, Shambho saw Sri Rama, and excessive joy of an extraordinary type welled up in his heart. He feasted his eyes on that ocean of beauty, but he did not disclose his identity, as he knew it was no appropriate occasion for the same. The destroyer of Cupid, Shiva, passed on exclaiming, "Glory to the Redeemer of the universe, who is all truth, consciousness, and bliss." As Shiva went on his way with Sati, the almost merciful Lord was repeatedly thrilled with joy. When Sati beheld Shambho in his state, a grave doubt arose in her mind. Shankara is the Lord of the universe himself, and deserves universal adoration. Gods, men, and sages all bow their head to him. Yet he made obeisance to this prince, referring to him as the Supreme Being, who is all truth, consciousness, and bliss. He was enraptured to behold his beauty, and felt an upsurge of emotion in his heart, which he is unable to control even to this moment. Shambhu samaya tehi ramahi dekha, upajahiya ati harasu bisesha, parilok chana chabi simdo nihari, kusamaya janina kinhi chinhari. Jaya Sachidananda Jagapavana Asakhahi Chaleu Manojana Savana Chale Jata Siva Sati Sameta Puni Puni Pulakata Kripani Keta Sati Sodasa Shambhu Kaideki Ura Upaja Samdehu Bisesi Samkaro Jagatabam Jagadisa Suranaramuni Sabanavata Sisa Tinhan Rapasutahi Kinha Paranama Kahi Sachidananda Paradama Paye Magana Chabita Subiloki Ahu Priti Urarahati Naroki. The Supreme Eternal, which is all-pervading, unbegotten, without parts, free from desire, beyond Maya, and beyond all distinction, and which not even the Vedas can comprehend, can it assume the shape of a man? Brahma Jobhyapaka Biraja Aja Akala Aniha Abeda Soki Dehadhari Hoi Narajahina Janata Beda. Even Vishnu, who takes a human form for the sake of gods, is omniscient like the slayer of Tripura, Shiva. He can wander in search of his consort like an ignorant man. He who is a repository of knowledge, the Lord of Shri, the goddess of prosperity, and the slayer of demons. The words of Shambho too cannot be false. Everyone knows that he is all-wise. Thus her mind was filled with an interminable series of doubts. Thus her heart could not be pacified by any means. Although Bhavani, goddess Parvati, did not open her lips, Lord Hara, who in the inner controller of all, came to know everything. Look here, Sati, the woman is foremost in you. You should never harbor such a doubt in your mind. He is no other than Rama, the hero of Raghu's race, my beloved deity, whose story was sung by the Jar-born sage Agastya, faith in whom was the subject of the talk I gave to him, and whom illumined sages ever wait upon. Vishnu Jo Surahita Naratanudari So Sabya Bhagya Jatha Tripurari Koja Soki Agya Iva Nari Jnanadhama Shripati Asurari Sambhu Gira Puni Masana Hoi Siva Sabhagya Jana Sabukoi Asa Samsayamana Bayo Apara Hoina Hridaya Prabodha Prachara Jadi Api Pragatana Kaheu Bhavani Hara Amtara Jami Sabajani Sunahi Sati Tavanari Subho Samsaya Asana Dharya Urakau Jasu Kata Kumbhajari Shigai Bhagati Jasu Mai Munihi Sunai Soy Mama Ishta Deva Raghubira Sevata Jahi Sada Muni Dira. He who has bodied himself forth as the jewel of Raghu's race for the sake of his devotees is no other than the Supreme Eternal, who is all-pervading and ever-free. Ruler is the ruler of who is the ruler of all the worlds, and the Lord of Maya, whom illumined sages, yogis, mystics, and siddhas, adepts, constantly meditate upon with their sinless mind, and whose glory is sung by the Vedas as well as the Puranas and other scriptures in negative terms as not this. Muni Dira Jogi Siddha Samtata Bimala Mana Jehi Dyavahi Kahineti Nigama Purana Agama Jasu Kirati Gavahi Soiramu Vyapaka Brahma Bhuvana Nikaya Patimaya Dhani Avatareu Apane Bhagata Hita Nijatam Nitaragu Kula Mani. Although Lord Shiva repeated this time after time, his exhortation made no impression in the heart of Sati. Then the great Lord Shiva, smiling, said, realizing in his heart the potency of Sri Hari's Maya, Lagana ura upadesu jada pikat hiu Shiva barabahu. Bole bihasi mahesu harimaya balujani jia. If you have a grave doubt in your mind, why not go and verify the thing? I shall be waiting in the shade of this banyan tree till you come back to me. Using your critical judgment, you should resort to some device whereby the stupendous error born of your ignorance may be rectified. Thus obtaining leave of Shiva, Sati proceeded on her mission. She racked her brains to find out what step she should take in order to test the divinity of Rama. On this side, Shiva came to the conclusion that mischief was in store for Daksha's daughter, Sati. When her doubt did not yield even to my assurances, he said to himself, it seems the stars are unpropitious to her and no good will come out of it. After all, whatever Sri Rama has willed must come to pass. Why should one add to the complication by indulging in further speculation? So saying, Lord Shiva began to mutter the name of Sri Hari, while Sati proceeded to the spot where the all-blissful Lord Sri Rama was. जो तुम्हारे मना अति संदेहो तो कीना जाई परिचाले हो तबा लगी बेटा आहो बता चाही जबा लगी तुम्हाई हाहु मोहि पाही जैसे जय मोहा ब्रह्मा पारी करे हो सो जथानु विवेक विचारी चाली साती शिवा आया सुपाई Karahi bicharu karau kabai Iha shambho asamana anumana Dacha sutta kahuna hi kalyana Kalyana Morehu kahe na samsaya jahi Bidhi biparita bhalai nahi Hohi soi jorama rachiraka koka Kokari tarka bharavai sakha Asa kahi lage japana harinama Gai sati jaha prabhu sukha dhama After many an anxious thought, Sati assumed the form of Sita and moved ahead on the same route along with the ruler of men. Sri Rama was passing. Puni puni hridaya bicharu karidari sita kara rupa Age hoi chali pamta tehi jehi avata narabupa. When Lakshmana saw Uma Sati in her disguise, he was astonished and much puzzled. He was tongue-tied and looked very grave. The sagacious brother was acquainted with the Lord's glory, all-perceiving and the inner controller of all. The Lord of gods, Sri Rama, took no time in detecting the false appearance of Sati. Rama was the same omniscient Lord whose very thought wipes out ignorance. Sati sought to practice deception even on him. See how deep-rooted the nature of a woman is? Extolling in his heart the potency of his Maya, delusive power, Sri Rama smilingly accosted her in a mild tone. Joining the palms of his hands, he first made obeisance to her, mentioning his name along with his father's. He then asked her the whereabouts of Lord Shiva, who has a bull emblazoned on his standard, and wondered what made her roam all alone in the forest. Lachimana dikha uma kritabesha Chakita Baye Brahma Hridaya Bisesha Kahina sakata kachu ati gambira. Prabhu Prabhu Janata Mati Daira Sati Kapatu Janeu Suraswami Sabadarasi Saba Amtarajami Sumirata Jahi Mitai Agyana Soy Sarabhagya Ramu Bhagavana Sati Kinha Chahataha Hudaro Dekahunari Subhava Prabhav Nijamaya Balu Hridaya Bhakhani Bole Bihasi Ramu Mridu Bani Jori Pani Prabhu Kinha Pranamu Pita Sameta Linha Nija Namu Kahil Bahori Kaha Brasaketu Bipina Akeli Pirahu Kehi Hetu. Sati felt very uncomfortable when she heard these soft yet significant words of Rama. She turned towards the great Lord Shiva with a feeling of awe and much dejected at heart. Rama Bachana Mradu Gura Suni Upaja Ati Sankochu Sati Sabhita Mahesha Pahichali Hridaya Barasochu. I heeded not the words of Shankara and imposed my own ignorance on Rama. What reply shall I give to my Lord now? The agony of her heart was most terrible. Sri Rama perceived that Sati had got vexed. He therefore revealed to her a part of his glory. As she went on her way, Sati beheld a strange phenomenon. Rama was going ahead of her along with his consort Sita and his younger brother Lakshmana. She looked back and there too she saw the Lord with his brother and Sita in an attractive garb. Whichever way she turned her eyes, there was the Lord enthroned with the Siddhas adepts and illumined sages ministering to him. Sati saw more than one sets of Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu, each set possessing a glory infinitely greater than that of the others. She also beheld a whole host of gods bowing at the Lord's feet and waiting upon him in their different garbs. Mai samkara kara kahana mana nija agyanurama parana Jai utaru abadahukaha Ura upaja ati daruna daha Janarama sati dukho bhava Nija prabho kachu pragati janava Sati dikha kautuku magajata Agiramu sahita Shri Bharata Piri Chitava Pache Prabhu Dekha Sahita Bandhu Siya Sundara Besha Jaha Chitavahitaha Prabhu Asina Sevahi Siddha Munisa Prabhina Dekhe Shiva Bidhi Vishnu Anika Amita Prabhu Ekate Eka Bamdata Charana Karata Prabhu Seva Bibidya Besha Dekhe Sabadeva. She further perceived innumerable satis, consorts of Shiva, consorts of Brahma and Lakshmis, consorts of Vishnu, all peerless in beauty. They conformed in their appearance to the garb in which Brahma and the other gods appeared. Sati Bidhatri Indira Deki Amita Anupara Jehi Besha Ajadi Sura Tehi Tana Anurupa